dose of what's trending in the Hub City and all over the nation?
Give it to me.
Check out Ryan's Before the Show show, weekdays at 1:30, live on our social streams. It's the Before the Show show.
I love the show.
From Live 96.7, here's Ryan Smetzer.
Well, hello and happy Monday to you. I'm Ryan Smetzer, and welcome to the Before the Show for Monday, February 27, 2023. We are so stoked to be with you as we get kicked off with the work week. It was a pretty solid weekend. Did a ton of shows this weekend. It was the first 3-show weekend for my production of Grease that I'm doing over there at the Playhouse, and it was a great run. Awesome 3 shows. Definitely in that rested recovery mode today as we're getting kickstarted with the week. So we're gonna have a little bit of a low-key episode. This is what I like to call our weekend recap, because just as much as I was busy and didn't get to catch a lot of the stories that happened throughout the weekend, I'm going to be recapping them alongside with you so that you're up to date on, what happened over the weekend. One of the big stories, of course, was the SAG Awards. It's kind of the final award show before Oscar season kicks off. And last week, we obviously talked about how there's a crisis team there for the Oscar Awards, just in case another Will Smith slap situation happens. And, so they're kind of going through the works of all of the stuff in preparation for the Oscars here in just the next couple of weeks. Well, the SAG Awards are kind of that low-key, calmer Oscar Awards ceremony where they recognize actors and actresses, supporting actors and supporting actresses in film and in TV. And it was a pretty eventful evening. The best thing, I think, was Ariana DeBose really kind of coming out of her social media hibernation period of this past week. Ever since she did that viral dance during the BAFTA Awards out in the UK that went viral. People were kind of making fun of her. She just kind of went into social media hiding for a little while. Well, she was a presenter for the SAG Awards last night and decided to make fun of herself as well. And, just props to her for really being kind of a good sport throughout that entire process. But let's go ahead and take a look with our weekend recap of our nominees and winners for today, or for yesterday's SAG Awards. Motion Picture Cast, the winner, Everything Everywhere All at Once. A lot of the past few years of the SAG Awards determines the winners of the Oscars, or at least gives a pretty solid prediction of who might win those different categories. And so Motion Picture Cast kind of gives you an idea overall of what's going to probably win the Best Motion Picture Oscar category. Everything Everywhere All at Once is pretty much a front runner for that category as well. Male actor in a leading role, that's a really solid group of dudes right there. And honestly, Brendan Fraser is the one that a lot of people are predicting to win the Best Actor Oscar award. So again, lined up pretty easily there. Austin Butler and Elvis. This is also, by the way, one of those times where you go through these, you start watching all these award shows and you're like, I need to watch these movies. Some of them of which we've never heard of, which is a little bit difficult. But Elvis, The Whale, I do want to see because I've heard it's just fantastic. Female actor in a leading role given to Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Another great group, Ana de Armas, Viola Davis, Cate Blanchett. Just a really solid group of actresses there. Female actor in a leading role there for Motion Picture. Male actor in a supporting role for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Female actor Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once. You can tend to see a trend here, right? We'll also get back to some Jamie Lee Curtis news in just a hot second after we go through this. Obviously, the Top Gun Maverick stunt team won stunt ensemble. I mean, the rest of the films that are nominated, they're great. But if you saw the stunts in Top Gun Maverick, you understand why this makes total sense, complete sense. On to television, obviously the White Lotus winning Best Drama Series Ensemble. That TV show has been highly talked about over the last several weeks and months. Abbott Elementary for Best Comedy Series Ensemble. That's the one that it just reminded me again, I need to watch this show. I think it's on Hulu because it airs on ABC. It's such a great and funny show when I see clips of it on TikTok. So anybody else kind of in that category, by the way, of discovering shows that are available on streaming or on television because of TikTok clips, the people that put these weird clip compilations together up on TikTok and Instagram Reels? Just me, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, male actor in a TV, movie, or limited series, Sam Elliott for 1883. Honestly, I thought Evan Peters was going to score this one for Dahmer, but there you go. who knows what could happen down the road, though, in the TV awards season for Evan Peters there, because, I mean, one could argue that was just an incredible performance from his end. Female actor in a television movie or limited series, Jessica Chastain for George and Tammy. Jason Bateman for Ozark, and male actor in a drama series, Jennifer Coolidge for White Lotus. Wow. Male actor in a comedy series, Jeremy Allen White for The Bear, Gene Smart for Hacks, and female actor in a comedy series and stunt ensemble in a TV series. It was between Andor, The Boys, House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings of Power, and Stranger Things, of course, winning in that category. The SAG Awards, gonna be completely honest, I don't even know what network it aired on, but it is still a rather significant award show. And like I said, a pretty solid predictor for the Oscars to come here in the next few weeks. Now, on to some Jamie Lee Curtis news specifically, as of course, she was on the red carpet for the SAG Awards and won Female Actor in a Supporting Role for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And that news, of course, has to do with the Freaky Friday franchise.
I have had it. Hurry up!
What? I'm ready.
For the Coleman family, Mondays are manic.
Bye, honey. Make good choices.
Wednesdays are wild. And for Anna and Tess, there's never enough time to really understand each other.
What? Time's up. It's after 6.
I just
Friday.
love old movie
You
trailers
think
like
my
this, by the
life
way.
is perfect?
You couldn't last one day in my high school.
Cookie.
That's all about to change. Because things are going to get a little freaky.
Why am I in Anna's room?
So Freaky Friday could be getting a sequel. So this is not something that has been officially confirmed by the Walt Disney Company or any of the production houses that put together the original one in 2003. Of course, they did that weird remake like 2 or 3 years ago. They did a musical and it didn't really go as well as they planned. Like, it was a Disney Channel movie. It was a musical on Broadway for a hot minute. I don't even know if it actually made it to Broadway. I think it was just in tryout mode. But didn't really go very well. And so the idea is that they would do a Freaky Friday 2, not necessarily a reboot, but an actual sequel to the Freaky Friday movie from 2003 with the OG cast, with Jamie Lee Curtis and with Lindsay Lohan. I like this for 2 reasons. One, it's the nostalgia factor, obviously. You're rebooting a franchise like this, same way that if they do another Princess Diaries, that's amazing. It's nostalgia. It's what we grew up on. But also, it's giving, it's giving Lindsay Lohan an opportunity to revive her career in a way that isn't just Netflix Christmas movies. Because if you watched that in December, where it was like they made this huge hype over Lindsay Lohan is coming back, it's gonna be amazing, and it kind of sucked. Like, the movie was just really corny, the acting was really bad, and the special effects, the whole entire vibe of it just was kind of brutal. So here we have an opportunity for Lindsay Lohan to make a comeback with a movie that she's used to. And then I think too, let's go even further. Let's revive Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Let's revive, well, they are doing a Mean Girls musical movie thing, but I doubt Lindsay Lohan's gonna be involved in that one. But let's just start finding some of those oldie but goodie Lindsay Lohan movies and TV shows and things and just start rebooting them. Give her an actual opportunity to make her successful comeback. Now, also over the weekend in the news, this particular technology has been brought back up into social media conversation. This is something that came out 3 years ago in China. And all of a sudden, again, thanks to TikTok, it is being talked about once again. And that is called the Kissinger. This is a particular item that was unveiled at the Gadget Show about 3 years ago. It's a device that through the internet and a little accessory that you can put on a screen, you can actually kiss your long distance partner through the phone. Yeah, like the, Soulja Boy song. You can kiss your loved one through your cell phone through this technology. Watch this nightmare-inducing thing.
Then would you like to kiss me?
Yes.
Operating over the internet, in theory, Amy and I could be sharing our intimate moments on different sides of the world.
I am ready for your smacking lips upon mine.
Amy, you're so Moorish. It's quite sensual. You can see how with someone that you have feelings for, it is quite physical, that. I mean, I'm quite surprised at the visceral feedback. I can see myself letting go with...
Just a heads up, if you ever are on a date or with your significant other and you kiss them and you tell them that you're enjoying their visceral feedback, get help.
My wife over a couple of thousand miles and feeling a sort of connection.
It is slightly strange how it's actually moving, and the pressure is sort of like moving around. There's sort of like pressure that you actually then feel on your lips.
Yes! I've not experienced anything like that before.
Well, you've never kissed me before, Jay, so...
She's right.
We have now through the internet.
Hey, second gold medal, please. Hey, and the winner of the Kissing Olympics, Amy Williams.
No. Just no. Like, buy a plane ticket and go see your significant other. I mean, look, any opportunity for us to continue to expand on communication with people on the other ends of the world and other countries and things, I'm all in. I'm all on board with innovation. But this thing just seems a little bit uncomfortable. Also, I never want to hear someone say visceral feedback before or anymore with regards to kissing or a kissing gadget. So there you go. That's the Kissinger. Would you ever get a Kissinger? I want to know. Let me know down there in the chat or in the comments because, I mean, look, I'm not going to judge. I'd love for anyone to prove me wrong that this is a very strange device. Also, over the weekend, a little bit of a situation where a professional photographer was caught being a fraud. This is probably one of the most obscure catfishing type of stories I've ever seen. And this is a photographer who was one of the most popular Instagram famous photographers in New York. Basically, was taking all these pictures and they were all AI generated. Everyone was under the impression that he was taking his photos with a Nikon D810, that he was doing all this amazing work with them, and that he was just this spectacular artist. And well, he duped us all. These are all controlled by artificial intelligence. He said he would do all these pictures in DC and around New York and Boston. And well, totally a fraud. Look, again, I think it's one of those things where it's like you don't notice it until it happens, but I'm pretty sure if you showed me this picture right here, I would say, yeah, that's fake. Or this one, not so much. This looks like it's a genuine photograph. Yeah, you're kind of teetering on the line there. You can always see some things that just look a little too animated like I would say this one definitely looks AI. This one definitely looks AI. This one could have been just heavily photoshopped. This one definitely, actually that one's pretty close. That one's definitely, this one is definitely an artificial intelligence looking kind of face. Like, you can't convince me that that is a genuine photograph. So, I mean, this is again the world that we're going to be living in where artificial intelligence can do so many things at the drop of a hat, and we can convince people that, hey, we're professional photographers. Instead, it's just a picture of somebody on your iPhone that you ran through that app that now, people are harvesting data for. But I digress. Moving on from a fraudulent photographer to two old farts. Yes, this is a fantastic story from over the weekend of these two guys in Forsyth Park in, I believe, Georgia. And you just got to catch this.
Are back. Yes, you did hear me right. Two snowbirds from Chicago are once again setting up a stand at Forsyth Park. As our Andy Cole reports, they're providing advice and words of wisdom to anyone who will listen.
Two men.
We're just having a good time, man.
With more than 130 years between them.
Come on over here, you old fart.
Are back in Forsyth Park. This time, older and gassier.
People ask us questions. If we don't know what the answer is, we'll just lie to you. we are men.
Self-proclaimed old farts Kevin Schatzberger and Raz Jenkins take people watching to the next level.
Just a heads up, I saw this headline. I had not watched this video yet, so we're all watching this together for the first time.
They give life advice to anyone who will listen.
Well, first of all, we get along so well, and we really like each other, and our wives are great friends. So it's
a great
really,
name.
What we do here is exactly what we do at
Raz
home.
Jenkins.
Sit around, smoke cigars.
Retired Chicago natives.
I guess
Schatzberger
smoking's allowed at this
stays in
park.
Savannah during the winter, and Jenkins visits as much as he can. It was last year that the pair first unveiled Old Farts. This year, they're back for 3 Saturdays with a twist.
This year, we've got our guest old fart chair there, and we brought that because last year we had so many people saying, oh, my husband needs to be over there, or I should be over there. We said, okay, great. Yeah, here's the guest old fart chair. Come in, sit down. The hardest part of that is getting that old fart up out of that chair. It's a camp chair, so you can get locked in.
Jenkins and Schatzberger tell us they field questions about anything and plan on doing it for as long as they can.
The only hope I have is that somebody will look at us and say, life ain't so bad. I think the message should be that, you should really just enjoy life.
And these old farts will be back in Forsyth Park for the next 2 Saturdays from 9 to noon with more wisdom and, of course, more cigars. Here in Savannah, I'm Andy Cole, WJCL 22 News.
Stay classy, Savannah.
Love the way you look on your big...
That is awesome. So first of all, the fact that these two dudes they're sitting there, and I guarantee that reporter was like, hey, I'm gonna do my bit for my stand-up, if you guys just stand there and stare at the screen. But as soon as they were like, more cigars, and one guy's like, you're darn right. That's amazing. We need more people like those two guys right there that are like, hey, we'll give you life advice. If we don't know what we're talking about, we're just going to lie to you because, you know what? Hey, we're men anyway. It's just that I love those kinds of stories. Those are the kinds of things that just brighten your day. There's nothing controversial to it. And it makes me want to go to Chicago, find this park on a Saturday morning, and ask these dudes for some advice. If you are in the Chicago area, get your butt on over to Forsyth Park and have a conversation with these two dudes because I think that's spectacular. Guys, thank you for jumping on today for another episode of the Before the Show show. We'll be back again coming up on Wednesday for my Wednesday rankings. Find out coming up tomorrow over on our socials what those rankings are going to be. Last week we did our top 5 Disney Channel original movies. Wednesday, well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Have a great afternoon. I'll catch you on the air at Live 96.7 and live967.com and streaming live on Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Have a great day. God bless and peace out, Girl Scouts.
Want an extra dose of what's trending in the Hub City and all over the nation?
Give it to me.
Check out Ryan's Before the Show weekdays at 1:30. Live on our social streams.